I'm here in Tampa, wrapped up the Turning Point Conference, the Student Action Summit, and folks, I've got some really great numbers to give to you out of this. They're phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Tom Homan spoke, and it was absolutely the best. Okay, I listened to a few other people. Most of my time was spent on Media Row, out interviewing. I got a bunch of interviews to upload. I worked with Heather Mullins, actually ran the camera and had her do the bulk of the interviews. Although I did do some of those as well. You saw the one I put up with Andy Biggs, and I'm sorry about the background noise, but that's a really big story. On that, you need to understand that the CBO numbers were crap, okay? So I'm gonna get into that just a little bit. If you didn't hear the other day when I did that live stream with Andy Biggs, who's actually a candidate for the governor of Arizona, has spent time in the US Senate. I've met him before, but folks, do me a favor, smash that like, do chat in with where you're from. And let's just help get this stream out there, because these numbers, you are absolutely going to love them. And as more people are joining, let me mention my sponsor. That's Birch Gold. Folks, I'm a big believer in gold and silver. I had a really wild interview with a Bitcoin guy. I'll probably talk a little bit more about that. I'll put that interview up. But I still believe in that physical, tangible asset of gold and silver, because it's an industrial metal. It'll never lose its value. It's far outpacing inflation right now, up over 40% in the last year, 22.2% in the last 6 months. A phenomenal asset to own. Birch Gold, you text Lumberjack to 989898 to get your free info kit on gold and silver. You can actually convert part of your existing IRA or 401k into physical, tangible gold and silver that you can store in your safe or at a depository, that type of thing. So a great way to diversify. Do what you want to with your money, but I'm a believer in it, so that's where I'm at. Okay, so folks, this is awesome. Are you ready? Okay, again, smash that like, because you're gonna love this. So Tom Homan comes out on stage, and immediately some protester had made it in and went up there and was at Tom Homan. I don't know if any of you guys were watching this. I know they streamed this on Rumble, but Tom Homan was literally like, "Come at me, man. Meet me behind stage in 14 minutes. You're a coward. You don't have the courage to be an ICE officer." I mean, he's just, this guy is next level. I love him, okay? But there are 1.4 million illegals with deportation orders that are still here. There are 600,000 illegals with criminal records walking the streets of America right now. And so Tom said, a lot of people are saying, "Look, you guys, I want more deportations. You're not doing enough." And he said, "Wait till you see what happens now because of the big, beautiful bill." And again, folks, this big, beautiful bill is so much better than we were led to believe by these quote unquote MAGA influencers on X. Okay, I know there was some pork in it. I know there was some stuff we didn't want, but again, you need to understand impoundments. Okay, I talked with Andy Biggs about that. Maybe you saw that. Impoundments. Also, the tariff revenue that's coming in. And then in addition to that, there is the growth in the economy that's spurred by reducing taxes, which always happens. So I want you to always remember those 3 points as you're listening to the narrative on that one big, beautiful bill. Impoundments, tariffs, and growth due to reduced taxes, okay? We'll talk a little bit more about that, but I just want to get into this. So Tom Homan's really excited about the big, beautiful bill. Oh my gosh, we've got an airport announcement. Anyways, don't leave your suspicious stuff. If you see suspicious stuff, you got to tell them. It's okay. But he said that Trump is the only person, and Trump has stated saying, "I'm going to wipe the cartels off the face of the earth." So now this big, beautiful bill turns Homan loose. Now, I'm going to give you a little MSNBC take on this. Not because part of what they're reporting here is true, but part of it is just their doom and gloom, right? But Tom Homan said he spent hundreds of hours with Donald Trump, flying around in Air Force One, whatever, in meetings and everything. And when he got the call, okay, so after Trump won the election, Tom Homan saw his phone rang and he picked it up and he looked and it said POTUS. And his wife is like, "Oh no, he wants you to go back to work." And she said she's still a little pissed off about it. Apparently, she was enjoying a life without him working in his role. But Tom Homan and his wife both know what the country needs right now, and so they took it on. And she's like, he's gonna want you back, no. But releases, this was, let me see, yesterday, so it would have been the day before. Releases 1,800 gotaways under Joe Biden per day. And we're getting down to 0. Yesterday on border, cross the border, 9. Arrested, 9. All turned back, folks. Sex trafficking is down. If you guys are concerned about Epstein and you're concerned about sex trafficking, no one has done more to stop this than Donald Trump, okay? Because you shut that down at the border. And so if you're really concerned about kids, you should be in full support of President Trump and what he's doing, because it has fallen off dramatically. Do you all get that? Yes or no? I mean, I need to understand. I'm around some of these quote-unquote MAGA influencers who just can't shut up about Epstein. And the fact is, you know, Trump made some great points. You have got to, you can only do so many things at one time. That border is the most important issue we are dealing with right now, okay? Right now, absolutely, hands down, bar none, the most important issue. Okay, we went from 1,800 gotaways to 0 releases the other day. Fentanyl deaths have plummeted under the Trump administration. The national security threats are being sent home. Remember the Iranian deportees after the bombing of Iran, and how many of those people had crossed our borders? And immediately we were taking them out of my home state of Minnesota, a bunch of them going back home. 150,000 arrested and deported trying to cross the border, okay, since Trump took office. 150,000 arrested and deported trying to cross the border. Remember, it turns out we didn't need any new laws passed. All we needed was a new what, folks? Say it, say it. I'm just waiting for the chat. Just say it. We didn't need new laws passed. All we needed was a new fill in the blank there. But this is the kind of numbers that we have, and the media is not really reporting this, but I mean, we are talking still 1.4 million illegals with deportation orders still here, 600,000 illegals with criminal records walking free, and you literally have mayors of these blue cities like Karen Bass fighting the federal government on deportations. Chicago, we will not cooperate with ICE. New York, so on. All of these places, yes, all we need was a new president, Michael. That's right. And we got one. But now I'm gonna share something. So to fulfill, Tom Holman is so excited because of the funding in the One Big Beautiful Bill. It's like 170 billion for border security. So here out of MSNBC, Trump's mega bill gives billions to ICE, but hiring 10,000 agents won't be easy. And listen to this. This is their little byline here. The agency has historically struggled to fill open positions, and more money won't necessarily solve the problem. No, do you know what's going to solve the problem to fill open positions? Okay, I actually want you guys to comment in the chat on this. What do you think? It's not, money gives you the money to hire people, but what's going to make people flock to ICE and actually want the job? Why are people going to want to fill the positions? Okay, give me answers in the chat. And it's not the money. Okay, it's why do people now want to work for ICE? Do you know that our military right now is going through a big recruitment drive, and people are okay, so there you go. Empowerment, trust, that's right. Action. Right now, that's why people are joining the military in record numbers, because these ICE agents don't want to sign up and not be able to do their job. They don't want to sign up for the job and then not be able to actually enforce the law. They want to, you think about the mindset of somebody who signs up in the military or ICE or law enforcement. Okay, like I've got friends in law enforcement. My son is in law enforcement. These are people who want to protect the public. They want to arrest bad guys. That's the whole goal. Well, in the previous administration, could they arrest the bad guys? Could they turn them around at the border? Was there anything they could do that was substantial to actually fix the problems of child sex trafficking, of child slavery, of anything that was going on at the border, fentanyl crossing the border, all of it? Was there anything that the previous administration empowered the ICE agents to do so they could actually turn people away and solve the problem? These are people who get into these jobs because they have pride in our country. They want to serve the country, and they want to send criminals home. And so this MSNBC article doesn't get that, because at the end of the day, what they're trying to do here is raise the esprit de corps by giving them the ability to do the job. So just listen to this really quickly. The repercussions of the sprawling bill President Donald Trump signed into law last week will be felt for decades. Of immediate concern to many critics is approximately $170 billion. Yeah, there's the number, $170 billion. The law gives to the Department of Homeland Security, including almost $30 billion to ICE, whose agents have been at the forefront of Trump's aggressive mass deportation efforts. I mean, the way MSNBC writes, it's like code, man, for liberal loonies, all right? Smash that like if you would, please. Help me get this stream out. And if you're new, do subscribe to the channel. While the original House version of the bill set a specific hiring target for ICE of at least 10,000 new agents, the final version signed into law simply gives ICE tens of billions of dollars for everything from an unspecified number of new officers to transporting deportees to IT upgrades. The White House is still saying it plans to hire 10,000 new officers, however, which would much more than double the number of enforcement agents, and the big beautiful bill gives him a lot of money to do so, but may be harder than it looks. To begin with, ICE has historically struggled to fill open positions. When ICE tried to hire 10,000 more officers during the first Trump administration, a 2017 report by DHS Inspector General found that a net increase of that size would require interviewing 500,000 people. The lift was even bigger for Customs and Border Protection, which would have needed to interview 750,000 to net just 5,000, or half as many. But you need to understand that was under previous, you have to think, so when they did not know, number one, how big the problem was. So like America knows how big the problem is. I'm going to share something from Eric Schmidt on that, Senator Eric Schmidt out of Missouri. But we didn't understand just how big the problem. We knew there was a problem, but we didn't understand how big it is. So now the want to serve, the need to see good things happen, and the backing of an agency that is full tilt in your corner, this is going to be the change. Now, I'm not saying filling 10,000 positions is ever easy anywhere, okay? Because they need really qualified people. You don't just hire anybody for ICE, right? You're typically hiring people who are former military, former law enforcement, and people with the right temperament to do the job. They have to be able to take abuse, because these ICE agents do, yet at the same time administer justice fairly, okay? And if you'll look, Trump has unleashed, because throwing rocks at vehicles, firing guns. You guys all saw that thing with the, who will pick our weed marijuana farm, right? Marijuana farm story, I covered it. But yeah, who's going to pick our weed, folks? I mean, if we don't have criminal illegals around, who's going to pick our weed? Who's going to pick our weed? It's just nuts. This is the new who's going to clean our house. I cannot believe the liberals have gone there. And not only that, the child labor is supposed to pick their weed for them. Not just illegal immigrants, but illegal child labor. It's freaking nuts. I've never seen, the left is unhinged. It's full tilt. I was on the way over here in my Lyft, okay? So I used Lyft to get over here, talking to a young black man. He's about like 21 years old. And this guy is fully on the Trump train. It was awesome. It was one of the greatest conversations. And I said, he goes, because it came up, he liked video editing, and I was talking to him about it. I said, I could flip you a project or two and just see how you do with it for my other channel, my Neil of the North channel, because I'm going to have all these hunting videos coming out. And he was excited about that. I said, I just require that it's done well and on time. That's the only things, and I'll pay for that, okay? But then I said, I mentioned that I do YouTube, and he's like, well, I want to follow you. And I said, well, you have to understand. I said, I do conservative political commentary. He goes, I love that stuff. They've lost the young black man so bad in the Democrat Party. I mean, nobody wants to be some candy-ass liberal, okay? This is like nuts. They have so turned off young men. It's absolutely mind-blowing. So this guy, I get to talking with him, and he told me a story. He's working on a degree in pharmaceuticals, but he was working at a pharmaceuticals company, and he said, I saw it. He said they had these illegals there, and they were paying them less money, so us as Americans couldn't make more money, the wage that we should be making. He experienced it firsthand. I mean, who wants your job taken away by an illegal alien that can undercut you by half price because they're gonna take and, you know, throw 9 people in an apartment. I mean, I love their frugality. I mean, I do, and I appreciate the fact that they, you know, are trying to build a better life for themselves. Some of them, you know, that there are people here who come here because, you know, it's the American dream. But there are legal ways to enter the country. Right now, we just need to solve the problem and then reset the system, right? I mean, I don't think anybody in my audience is like, oh gosh, I never want another immigrant, you know, a legal immigrant coming into the country. I mean, you know, immigration built this country. I understand that. Illegal immigration did not build this country, folks, okay? Illegal immigration didn't build it. People who came through Ellis Island and went through a naturalization process, they actually, some of them understand our Constitution better than people who were born here, okay? The old way that we brought people into this country, that's how you build a country. Okay, you know, because we don't have replacement birth rate. Now that's a problem. We need to have more babies. One thing I really liked about this Turning Point Student Action Summit, there was a lot of speakers that spoke to, you know, having families and having children and raising a family. I mean, it was all over the place, you know, and you know, following in the footsteps of being fruitful and multiplying. It was one of the most beautiful parts of this conference. It was a very pro-life. Very pro-life. I really enjoyed that aspect of it. They had great worship here this morning at the conference. I was very impressed with the whole event. But so I understand that hiring 10,000 people can be difficult, but the game has changed, okay? My son actually wanted to go be an ICE agent at one point, but certainly not under Biden's regime. He wanted nothing to do with it. But he wanted to go, there's a special unit on, I can't remember what the name of it, but my son was really excited about that because he was, you know, he used to do wildland firefighting, so he's excited about being a hotshot in wildland fire and was working towards that before he went into law enforcement. That's the kind of mindset of these people. You know, these are people like, so my kids, when I raised them, we would go hunting deep in the mountains, or we'd go canoeing in the boundary waters. They learned skills. They were physically active. They were men of competence, okay, able to do things. And that's who's attracted to these positions, but not if they're not able to do their job, okay? Anyways, I know I kind of bounce around a little bit, sorry. But I want to share with you what Senator Eric Schmidt actually said to Charlie Kirk, and I think this is really important. Because now is the time. Okay, he said, Eric Schmidt said, yeah, I think we're playing offense now. We've got the high ground on this and we can't lose the moment. This is sort of a cultural issue now. People are connecting the dots. Sort of what happened in this post-Cold War mentality. The globalist vision of what could be is that these NGOs were funded. They fuel censorship in Europe. They fuel mass migration into this country. And you had good jobs that were shipped overseas to cheap labor. And so you have Americans who are left behind in all that. And then you have the importation of mass migration, low wage workers to take the jobs that were left. And people now see it. They reject it. They don't want that to be America moving forward. And that's part of the reason why people support this. So this is why the left is losing it. Mainstream media can go report on this all they want. They can say, oh my gosh, you know, tear gas happened to, you know, why are you bringing children to a protest and why are children working at marijuana farms? That whole thing of, you know, tear gassing children, that's not working with us anymore because it's not the fault of ICE that the children are there. It's the fault of the marijuana farm that hires them. Again, who's gonna pick your weed, folks? Who's gonna pick your weed? This is their new mantra. It's that bad. And just like that young Lyft driver who I was just telling you about, he experienced this. He saw it firsthand. He doesn't want anything to do with it. So he loves Donald Trump. He loves what he's doing. He was talking about just how badly brainwashed the liberals were. It was a cult, he told me. It was a cult. It's a cult mindset. He gets it all. I mean, he like totally sees through all the crap. They've lost the young black man. It's so amazing to me that the liberals, in 4 short years, Joe Biden may be the best thing that happened to this country. I mean, I'm sorry. I hate to say it, but it really was God's grace to show you just how whacked the left was. I knew it. I think my audience knew it. You guys knew how whacked the left was, right? Yes or no? You guys knew how whacked the left was before we saw Joe Biden's 4 years, right? I mean, I saw how whacked the left was, but the majority of Americans didn't get it. They didn't get it. And so it really was God's grace to show people just how messed up the left is. And now that they've seen that, they want nothing to do with it. That's why they're losing all these young black men. That's how we're going to win the future. You look at all these young people at Turning Point, and lots of people of different ethnicities, okay? And they're all supporting Trump. And I'm gonna tell you something else. Tom Homan probably got the most applause, even when I was like in the VIP room and I wasn't in the hall, but I could hear things going on. Tom Homan, people were jacked about his speech. These are young people, understand, these are young college-age people, and they are jacked out of their mind about what Tom Homan is saying about deporting every single illegal. He said, we're going after criminals first, but if you came here illegally, you're marked. You are going to be caught up in the dragnet. You are going to be caught up in the web. We are sending you home. I love Tom Homan, okay? I like Kristi Noem just fine, but the hair extensions and everything, she just doesn't seem as serious. I just love Tom Homan. Like, let me just ask you a question. And this is nothing against Kristi Noem, but if you had to choose, like if you were like, okay, I can only have one, are you choosing Kristi Noem or Tom Homan? In the chat, let me just see. Noem or Homan? Not that Kristi Noem's bad. She did a great job as governor of South Dakota, all of that. But I'm taking Tom Homan every single day. I think he is like the most serious dude. Like, it was just awesome. Okay, well, I don't have anybody voting for Kristi Noem here yet. Okay, she's, she can do a good Fox News interview. Okay, so can Tom. He's so serious. I love this guy. So that's what they're experiencing. So now we can go on offense because people have seen how whacked out it is, and nobody wants their jobs taken, their wages cut, none of that. Okay. So that's what's going on. Okay, I got a couple other things for you. I'm flying back to my home state of Minnesota. I'm going to fly into Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport. And do you know that we have the worst air quality in the nation right now because Canada can't get their freaking wildfires under control? Canada is woke as a joke. It is like California is Canada. You guys understand that? Like California has become Canada. It's just stupidity, and they can't control their wildfires either because they don't harvest enough timber. So you don't have enough new growth, so you have old growth which falls over in the wind, and you've got fuel for fires everywhere, okay? Anyways, again, smash that like if you would. Let's see if we can get over 2,000 on this airport stream. You guys are all just talking about a stream from the airport. Look at all you lovely people. I love you guys. I really do. You are the best audience on YouTube. I mean, with all that we have gone through together, the strikes, the everything, okay? I mean, me having to stop producing content multiple times because of having so many strikes on the channel, just to keep this channel alive so I could continue to communicate with so many of you, producing on Rumble when I had to, but the bigger, so many of you use this. I just really am grateful for you. I just want you to know that. Thank you. And I know you guys know Mike Lindell loves you. I think the free shipping is still going on. You can check, but mypillow.com/lumberjack. Go check that out. But we have the worst air quality in the nation right now. It is absolutely awful. Here it is. Look at this. I'm going to just show you the chart. This is the air quality in Minneapolis, Minnesota right now. Okay, the worst in the nation. We're the tippity top, cream of the crop. Okay. Somebody said they're trying to send a super sticker, but they can't. They probably demonetized me again. I don't know what to do but laugh, folks. I mean, it is their way of controlling, right, who gets the payout. It's their way of wealth distribution. You understand that? Because liberals have always been about wealth redistribution. So what they're doing is they're actually demonetizing conservative creators so they can give that money to liberal creators. It's sick. It's wrong. But this is still the best platform. This is still where the people are. It's still where you can get out of the echo chambers and get your message out to the masses. So, I've tried the others. It's just different. Now, guys, this is the anniversary, of the day Butler, Pennsylvania, when President Trump was shot in the ear, right? You guys all understand that. Did you guys hear this? This is a breaking report. But the GAO, that's the Government Accountability Office, commissioned Chuck Grassley, and they concluded senior Secret Service officials received classified intelligence regarding a threat to President Trump's life 10 days before the rally in Butler. Are you hearing this? Okay. Chuck Grassley was commissioned and concluded that the senior Secret Service officials received, this is new, classified intelligence regarding a threat to President Trump's life 10 days before the rally in Butler, but failed to relay the information to federal and local law enforcement personnel responsible for securing and staffing the event. I'm going to read this one more time. I don't know if you guys are really hearing me. I mean, I want to know that you're hearing me on this. The Government Accountability Office commissioned Senator Chuck Grassley, and he has concluded that senior Secret Service officials received classified intelligence regarding a threat to President Trump's life 10 days before the rally in Butler. But they failed to relay the information to federal and local law enforcement who were responsible for securing and staffing the event. So why is that? I mean, it's not that the Secret Service pulled this off, but did they allow lax because they just didn't like Trump? Is that what was going on here? After 9/11, millions of dollars were spent to prevent this kind of stovepiping of intelligence that happened here. Do you guys remember that? Do you remember after September 11th, they were like, oh, we're going to share all our information across all these intelligence agencies? Yet when there's a credible threat on the president's life, they don't share it? You've got to be kidding me. This stuff is nuts. It drives me crazy. Absolutely drives me crazy. And I don't know if you guys have seen, but the Democrats made it down to Alligator Alcatraz. Have you guys seen this in the news? The Democrats made it to Alligator Alcatraz, and Debbie Wasserman Schultz is shocked that illegal detainees must poop where they brush their teeth. I am not kidding. She is shocked. Like, you guys like have a bathroom in your house, right? Do you guys brush your teeth in the same room that you poop in? Yes or no? I'm just curious because apparently this is new news. These illegal aliens actually in the same area. They have you ever used like one of those little half baths where you know your toilet is right here and then your sink is right here, right? And like that's kind of normal stuff, isn't it? They're trying to make headlines out of the fact that criminal detainees at Alligator Alcatraz have to brush their teeth by what the hell is this? I brush while pooping. This is why I love the chat. I just love the chat. This is the greatest thing ever. You guys chat all you want to. I love it. I know I don't see them all, but man, when I catch something like that, that's multitasking. That's right, Kronos. I've probably done that too. Who knows? I've texted while on the John. I've talked to people while on the John. I mean, all of this stuff that we've done while on the John, okay? I mean, they don't know. They don't know. There's no noise, okay? You know, like I'm multitasking. But they're trying to make news out of this by the fact that the sink is close to the toilet. And then they're saying, wait, that they're in cages. They're in cages. They're back to the, like, at least it's not children in cages that Obama did, that they tried to blame on Trump. But no, this is like, they're saying, oh, they're in cages. And it's like a prison cell is kind of a cage, isn't it? Joseph, it's good to have you on alive. Thank you for that super chat. It's freaking jail. Like, what are they supposed to do? Give them a Marriott room? Oh no, that's what the Biden administration did. They did give them rooms at the Marriott. Do you remember that? They were spending $500 freaking dollars a night on hotel rooms for illegal aliens. Not only that, providing them 3 meals a day at your expense and giving them $6,000 preloaded debit cards. This is what was going on with the previous administration, and now they're trying to make a big deal out of the fact that people had to brush their teeth by the toilet. They're broken. Just like that guy, that Lyft driver told me on the way over here. They have a broken mind. Their mind is broken. Smash that like. We're at 1988. We can get over 2,000 here on this stream. It'd be great. But I cannot believe the lunacy of the Democrat Party that they think, like, does this move any of you? Are you like, oh my gosh, that's right. These criminals are in jail and they have to brush their teeth by the toilet and they're in cages. Are you all moved now? Are you all like, oh my gosh, it's a bridge too far. We can't have President Trump anymore. We can't have him. Oh, I tell you what, this is the kind of nutty stuff. Mayor Bass has signed an executive order to support illegal immigrants. She has actually signed an executive order to give them cash payouts. That's what's going on in Los Angeles, a broke city. And they are trying to give illegal immigrants more and defending them from ICE and saying ICE can't be in their city. They are a broken mind organization. It's absolutely crazy. It's nuts. I cannot believe this stuff. I can't believe that they think that this is a winning argument. I'm going to show you something hilariously funny the Babylon Bee did today. Chip and Joanna Gaines. Do you guys all know who Chip and Joanna Gaines are? Apparently they did like a fixer-upper type of problem, but they went woke. Okay, so now they're doing a new show and they've got the homo couple in there. So check this out. Okay, so there they are with the rainbow shiplap siding. And it says, Babylon Bee says, Chip and Joanna Gaines introduced new line of pride-themed shiplap. That's right. They used to talk about their Christian values, and then they said that when people come at them, they'd like to remember that they serve Jesus, and now they're doing this. So they're making fun of them. Waco, Texas, famed HGTV stars Chip and Joanna Gaines announced today that their Magnolia company would be introducing a line of rainbow shiplap. That's right. Rainbow shiplap. According to Gaines, the shiplap will add just a little bit of gayness to customers' homes while simultaneously assuring visitors that you're not one of those Christians. It's Homo Day, shouted Chip Gaines as he unveiled the rainbow shiplap. Oh man, Homo Day is my favorite day of any project. Time to get out those power tools and just get a little fruity, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing like putting on show tunes, busting out the closet, and throwing up some shiplap. Woo! The rainbow shiplap represents the Gaines' latest efforts to make their company more gay-friendly. We're all in on the homo, stated Gaines. Simply doing interior decorating wasn't gay enough. We wanted to make sure everyone knew we're past those vaguely Christian background moments in our show. We super love the homo community and hope everyone adds a homo day in their fixer-upper. At publishing time, residents of Waco had reported that someone around town kept shouting, "It's Homo Day," repeatedly. Do you know what's funny about that? The Babylon Bee somehow writes these things and then they come true. So you're probably actually going to see this with the Gaineses. Anyways, folks, I want to thank you for joining me. I am so excited about the deportation operation and what Tom Homan has going on, and I hope you're excited too. Again, please go check out my sponsor, MyPillow, mypillow.com/lumberjack. I believe the free shipping is still on, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to check this for you. And again, that's just for our listeners. It's an exclusive here to Lumberjack. Oh, it's not coming up now. Let's try it again here. But here, let me see if we've got it. But also that is on the large, it's still up. So you still can get free shipping. But not only that, he put the Giza sheets back on for us at $49.98, any color, any size. The Rev 7 energy drinks, you will absolutely love them. I teach group cycle. I'm like a fitness instructor, and I use those Rev 7s. They are a phenomenal energy drink. I really encourage them, you to use them. They do not, they're not like normal energy drinks. They're not a caffeine energy drink. They're using BHB ketones, which is what your body produces when it enters ketosis. Praying for a safe and issue-free trip home. Spring Pickens, thank you for that. I'm praying for an issue-free trip too. Actually, oh, they're doing the announcement, but I was actually supposed to fly out tomorrow, and I called Delta, and they had, they were kind. They fixed the issue. You guys know when I flew out, I mean, like I literally was here on no sleep because they canceled a flight. I had to drive to Minneapolis instead of flying out of Duluth, all these different things. But at the end of the day, I talked to them today, and they upgraded my flight here. They gave me the last seat on the plane, and they're getting me home a day early, which is great, okay? So I'm grateful to Delta Airlines for that, even though their DEI is over the top, okay? Seriously, come on. Their website was down today. They were very apologetic, so I got a really good customer service gal, so thank you for that comment. And folks, we'll see you on the next episode. I might even do one more from the airport, depending upon the news that breaks, because it's 3:05 and I don't fly out till 6:30. So I'll be here at the airport a little while longer. And You're a trusting soul to trust Delta. Jim, what airline do you trust? I mean, honestly, they're a little bit of gayness. They're probably running shiplap siding on every airplane now. It's I'm telling you, corporate America has sucked. They are ending DEI at a lot of these companies. Robbie Starbuck has really led the charge on that. I've been very grateful for him and his work on X. So anyways, thank you so much again for joining me. Go check out Birch Gold. Text Lumberjack to 989-898 to get your free info kit on gold or silver. No obligation, just useful information. They're fantastic. It's hard to trust the airlines today, Jill. It used to be fun to fly, but I'm gonna let you go. I'll keep blabbing and we'll keep talking. But anyways, maybe I should do like a show like Ask Me Anything kind of show. I don't know if you guys would even be interested in that, but we could just I could just watch Chad and just take your questions and do something like that. So if you guys would be interested in that, let me know. But we'll see you on the next episode. All right, peace out.